Okay, so we've now created our campaign. We'll now move on to creating our ad set. This is where we'll choose things like our budget, targeting, and ad placement. Basically, all the stuff that controls who sees your ad and how it's going to run. You can start by giving your ad set a name if you want to. Again, I'll just name this Test Ad Set. And once again, the status is toggled to active by default. And I'll just go ahead and turn this off like before, just in case if there's any issues with our ad getting approved. Then we have our tracking information. Here is where you'll attach your Snap Pixel. As you can see, I'm getting this error here because I didn't fully set up my pixel before. And if you're getting this error, just go ahead and click on Setup Pixel to fix that. Then we also have Snap App ID tracking. This is mainly used for mobile app campaigns. If you're promoting an app, you'd use this to track installs and other in-app actions. But we won't need it for this campaign. Now, if I scroll down, we can choose our goal and bid information here. Let's choose our performance goal. If I click on this drop-down arrow here and then scroll down so I can see everything, you'll see that there's different types of performance goals. This basically tells Snapchat what kind of results you want from your ads, whether that's getting more views, clicks, or impressions. Which one you choose depends on your campaign and what you're trying to achieve. So just pick the option that lines up best with your goal for your ad. In my case, I'm just going to try to maximize the number of impressions that my ad is getting. So I'll click on the first one here. Then I'll go ahead and close this up. And then we'll click on bid. Bidding is essentially how much you're willing to pay for each result, like a click, video view, or an impression. Auto bid lets Snapchat automatically figure out the best price for you. And I would recommend this when you're just getting started. Max bid is for when you want to set a specific amount yourself, but it's a bit more advanced. So for this campaign, we'll go with auto bid. And I'll go ahead and close the drop down here again. Now let's move on to budget and schedule. When you're first starting, I recommend setting your budget to at least $30 a day. This gives Snapchat enough room to show your ad to enough people and go through its learning phase so it can figure out who the best audience is. So let's set our budget to $30 here. And when it comes to scheduling, again, make sure you set your ad to start the very next day, not the same day that you're creating the campaign. And also, I would recommend letting your campaign run for at least 4 days. This again will give Snapchat enough time to properly learn and optimize your campaign. And doing this will also set up your future campaigns for more success. Now let's take a look at ad placements. By default, Snapchat will use automatic placement, which means that your ad will show up across all parts of the app. But if you click into this here and then click on Edit Placement, you can scroll down and choose where you want your ad to be shown. For most campaigns, I recommend just leaving this on automatic, but if you're running a really specific type of campaign, you can always adjust your placement here. So for now, let's click on Automatic Placement. I'll close the drop down here. Next up, we have Locations. This controls where your ads will be shown. If I click on Search Locations here, let's say for example that I also want my ad to appear in Canada. Here I'll click on Canada and make sure it's the country. And now my ad will be shown in both Canada and the United States. So make sure you choose the locations that make the most sense for your business and where your ideal customers are. And if you already have a list made of locations in bulk, you can go ahead and upload those here. Next, let's move on to demographics. This is where you'll choose your audience's age range, gender, and language. Just make sure to match this to what makes the most sense for your business. Like for example, if you're operating within the beauty niche, you might want to target a more female audience. Or if your product is meant for a certain age group or language, you can set that here. In my case, I'll just make sure that I'm targeting an English-speaking audience. So I'll click on English here. Next, let's scroll down and check out our audience settings. And we'll first take a look at the predefined audiences. This type of audience is an interest-based or behavior-based group of people that you can target. Like for example, later on in this video, the ad that I'll be creating will be targeting people that own dogs. So if I click on this here and type in dog, I can select dog lovers here. And this is going to show my ad to people that own a dog. If you're looking for something a little bit more targeted though, you can create a custom audience. To do this, click on Create Audience. Now let's take a quick look at the different types of audiences that you can create and when you might want to use each one. Let's start with the customer list. This allows you to target your existing customers by uploading an email or a phone list. This is really good for retargeting past buyers. Then we have website events. This will target people who visited your website or taken actions on it, like viewing a product or making a purchase, and it pulls this information from your Snap Pixel. Then we have mobile app events. If you have an app, this lets you target users based on actions that they've taken inside your app. And then we have ad engagement. This will target people who've interacted with your past ads, like watching your videos or swiping up. And then we have profile engagement. This will target people who visited or engaged with your public Snapchat profile in the past. And then lastly, we have lookalike audience. This will reach new people who are similar to your best customers or website visitors, but you will need an existing audience to create a lookalike audience. So whenever you're creating a new audience, just make sure it lines up with your campaign objective. You want to make sure when you're creating a campaign that you know who you're trying to reach and what action that you want them to take. I won't be creating a full custom audience in this video, so for now, I'll go to the right-hand side here and click on Cancel. Now let's scroll down the page a bit more and take a look at the devices. If you're looking to target users who are using a specific type of device, you can do so here. For this campaign, I'll just leave everything here as default, and then I'll scroll down and take a look at the delivery settings. The first option we have here is frequency cap. This just lets you control how often a single user can see your ad. And then we have third-party tagging. This and Double Verify are more advanced tools for tracking and verifying your ad's performance, but most beginners don't need to worry about these. So with everything done here, let's go to the bottom right and click on Next to go ahead and finalize our ad set.